What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of F1 2016 Mobile Career Mode. Today we have episode 79 at the Hungarian Grand Prix, round number 9 of 21 in season 6. Check out the last episode if you missed it. There's a bit of footage on screen now. That took place at the Belgian Grand Prix, where we really made a statement after a couple of poor races. We have now managed to win 2 races in a row, and the momentum is starting to swing back in our favour, which is really nice to see. The gap is currently 5 points. We trail Hamilton by 5 points in the Drivers' Championship. So as we head into today's race at the Hungaroring, I'm aiming to see if we can get another solid result and try and finish ahead of our teammate once again. However, as you can tell, I'm not very well, so unfortunately the commentary is probably not going to be that good. Sorry.
18 kilometres from the city of Budapest here in Hungary, where today's Formula 1 race is about to take place. It's the Hungarian Grand Prix.
The easy bit was Saturday afternoon, getting the pole position, out qualifying my teammate on the front row of the grid, which means we get to control the field from the very beginning. In terms of strategy, I'm going to go for a one-stop race today. We're going to go on the super soft tyres, and then we're actually going to go to the mediums. It's an 18-lap Grand Prix, so that seems to fit perfectly in terms of getting the maximum out of each set of tyres. Anyway, that'll be the same strategy that Hamilton will do. He'll just go a couple of laps longer because for some reason his super softs always last way longer than mine. Anyway, 5 red lights are out and we're underway, and we absolutely shoot off the line. That's a fantastic start there from me as we head down towards the first corner. I'm going to move to the inside just to cover off Lewis Hamilton. We're going to park it in the middle of the track so the British teammate can't really go for a move. Thankfully, we're going to hold firm as we head down towards turn number 2. We are going to still be in the lead of the race. That's exactly what we wanted off the start. And to be honest, unfortunately, nothing else happened in the opening stint. So we're going to cut now to nearing the end of lap 6 on my in-lap. I've gone a bit wide there. That's thanks to the tyres. You can see I'm about to come up and lap some drivers anyway, although thankfully I am going to be making a quick dash for the pits before we actually get there, as I completely make a meal of the pit entry there, and that's the game auto cue steering me wide, so I hope that's not going to cost me extra time as we come into the pits for the medium tyres. I'm going to make a slight wing adjustment. Just take a little bit of a fraction of downforce off the car, just so we can maximise the top end speed at the end of the pit straight. Onto the medium tyres, no pit lane glitch, we come out in P4 in plenty of clean air to push on. We've caught up to Nico Hulkenberg though on lap number 8, thankfully the Force India moves nicely out of the way, doesn't cause me any grief. Although as you can probably tell by the title of this video, that's certainly not going to be the only issue we have with lapped cars in this Grand Prix. And now, at the end of the lap, my teammate Lewis Hamilton is into the pits. And look at that, that's a huge undercut we've made. We're going to be miles ahead of our teammate. We had a gap of about 4.5 seconds before I made the pit stop, and I suspect it's going to be significantly north of that now Hamilton has rejoined the circuit, as I've got Rio Haryanto driving the Mana car up next. Is he going to pull out of the way? Yes, he does. The Indonesian driver making life relatively simple for me there as I just make a move around the outside, staying on the racing line. Danny Kvyat up next on lap number 10. What is this clown doing? He's just completely in the middle of the track there. To be honest, I wasn't too pleased about that. He didn't really make it clear as to which side he wanted to move to, and I've caught the curb there, got a little bit wide, so hopefully the Russian driver's not going to try and re-overtake me. Now on lap 11, we've caught up to Marcus Ericsson in the Sauber. Now this is the first problem encountering, because Ericsson drifted back across to the racing line. I know I understeered slightly wide myself, but even so the Swedishman is not wanting to get out of the way. I try to go around the outside, go wide. Ericsson just sends it back down the inside as he's now caught up to Sebastian Vettel, and these two are going to be racing for P16 and completely getting in my way. We're going to be 3 wide as we head towards the final hairpin. I'm going to try and squeeze up the inside of both of them. Ericsson's still there on the outside. I think one of them's going to peel into the pits, but now it's Sebastian Vettel sticking his nose in, and because the AI are stubborn, he's not going to move off the racing line. This is really costing me time. I don't usually do this, but I completely squeezed Vettel into the pit wall to send the message out that he needs to be out of my way as we head towards turn 1. I brake slightly too late round the outside, but thankfully we get the DRS, and it's Ericsson now who's actually behind me. I don't know if it was Ericsson behind me all along, or whether they were both there and I just completely squeezed Vettel out entirely. That might be the case. In fact, I think Hamilton might be about to lap Sebastian Vettel, so... But, you know, I guess that's karma. He should have learned his lesson. He should have jumped out of the way, because we're coming up to lap Nico Hülkenberg for a second time in only 4 laps. Once again, the German driver relatively well behaved as I go up the inside of the chicane, and that's that. So we're focusing eyes next on the Haas driver. This is Esteban Gutierrez. What's the Mexican driver going to do here? Is he going to pull into the pits? No, he isn't. He's going to send one up the inside of the last corner. Wheel banging we are, and again he squeezes me off the racing line, so I'm going to try and squeeze him into the wall as well. As ridiculous as this sounds, but Gutierrez has got pretty good straight line speed. I'm going to go up the inside. Gutierrez switches back and then squeezes me off the line. Now I'm going to try and squeeze him off the track where we spun. He spun across me. Gutierrez costing me loads of time. This absolute arsehole is not moving out of the way as Ericsson there completely, I think, just drives into him, takes him out. Oh my word, what is going on in this Grand Prix? Don't you dare, Grosjean. Because I thought, yeah, the reason I said that was because I thought he was going to just completely swerve across my path into the racing line there, as we're on lap number 14. This Grand Prix was really stressing me out with the blue flags. This is a track where they've been notoriously bad in the past, and I should have anticipated that for this race, that the blue flags are going to be a bit of a problem. And I didn't, and that's why I was getting stressed out. Now the tyre wear's starting to kick in again. We've got Felipe Nasr up next in P11, the Brazilian driver in the Sauber, pulling over nicely, not causing me any problems there. As we head through the chicane for the 14th time, we've got another Manor driver up next. This time it is Pascal Wehrlein. He's currently running in the points. This would be the team's first points of the year if he can manage to hold this out until the checkered flag. Hopefully the German driver will pull out of the way nice and easily there. I've got quite a lot of gaining speed. Hopefully the messages come through to Pascal. He does indeed just allow me to go up the inside, take the racing line, and I do get the move done. So as we head through the hairpin, the tyre wear is really kicking in, and unfortunately I've got on the curb and spun the car. Oh my word, Wehrlein gets back through, as does Gutierrez. This is an absolute nightmare. They thankfully get held up on the inside. And as we come to the end of lap 15, I'm really struggling for tyres. Here's Valtteri Bottas. He's a lap down now as well. And he's just been lapped by, I think it's Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull, who's currently driving in P8. So you can see the yellow dot. Lewis Hamilton, he's not too far behind. Although, thankfully though, he is having to navigate this lap traffic as well. Ricciardo up the inside. He's not wanting to let me by either. This is very problematic now, because all this is just costing me time. Ricciardo, okay, no, he pulls onto the inside, but there's Sainz reversing. Sorry, not Sainz, Kvyat reversing on the pit straight. I thought he was going to go completely into my path then. Here's Sebastian Vettel again. No hard feelings. Up the inside. No problems this time. I think he's learned his lesson. And there we go, we're now on to the final lap of the race. The tyres are in critical condition, but we've managed to pull the gap out on Hamilton, even though this has been the most stressful race this season, and I've just had to navigate so many near misses and crashes and spins and all sorts from the blue flags at a track where the AI are very, very strong. We're going to come through and we are going to take victory at the Hungaroring as we regain the championship lead. It's been coming, but with a victory against the odds at the Hungarian Grand Prix, we take back the lead we had for so long. There's the results here in Budapest. We win ahead of Lewis Hamilton by 13.3 seconds. Raikkonen completes the podium. Button, great result for McLaren in 4th. Verstappen, Sainz, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Grosjean, and Pascal Wehrlein completes the points. The first points for Manor Racing MRT this season. Sebastian Vettel on the moon. The same can be said Also, for the likes of Fernando Alonso, there's the confirmation in the driver standings. We do again lead by 2 points ahead of Hamilton, and then Raikkonen jumps Sebastian Vettel, although they're over 80 points back, so they're certainly not going to be a threat to us. So it's very much a two-horse race, just myself versus my teammate. Only Bottas and Haryanto, the only drivers yet to finish inside the top 10 this season. In the constructors, well, that's already a foregone conclusion. We're nearly double the points of anybody else. Ferrari nicely holding off Red Bull, and Manor finally with a single point against their name now. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to like, share and subscribe. Quite an interesting race with lots of issues with the blue flags. Again, sorry about the commentary. I tried my best, but as you can tell, my voice is a bit bleh. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you guys all in the next race in Sochi. Goodbye.